fight fans, I am John Pollock, and we are counting down to UFC 182 this coming Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on pay-per-view for one of the biggest championship fights in UFC history, and it is our pleasure to be joined by both men who will be part of this Saturday's historic title fight, champion Jone Jones and challenger Daniel Cormier, who join us now from Las Vegas. Gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for joining us here on the Fight Network. Daniel, I want to start with you. We are just days away from the biggest fight of your career. How are you handling just the days leading up to this championship fight, media obligations, and just the enormity of this fight coming up on Saturday night? How are you feeling right now?
Well, I mean, I feel great. You know, I'm taking it all in and just kind of preparing as I would be if I was in San Jose. So, it's kind of just stay the course. You know, I've done everything I can to prepare for the fight, and now it's just, you know, we kind of beat the pavement through the media, try to get people to tune in, and then we go fight on Saturday. So all the work is done. I feel great. You know, this is not too big. Just feels like some of the other things that I've done in my career that have been really big.
John, you've been in this position before where we have seen fights that you've been involved with that have gone into that personal element. You stated that Daniel Cormier is someone, he is in your head, and that's a good thing. When did this become, did it delve into a personal grudge between the two of you? Or has Daniel Cormier, has he been more to you than just another fight? Tell us about the grudge element here.
The grudge element, I would say the whole grudge started really at the press conference for me. That's when things really kind of got to the next level for me. And yeah, I would say he's in my head, and like other opponents in the past, you know, all my opponents are in my head. You know what I mean? It's like I've known that I was going to fight DC for quite a few months now, and I look at him as an assignment. And when you have so many months to do an assignment, I mean, you owe it to yourself to study and to, you know, to get your recon together and things like that. So, you know, him being in my head simply means that I'm focused on the task at hand.
How do you feel, John, about the way that the UFC went about promoting this fight? Because certainly the public has responded. This is one of the most anticipated fights, I believe, in UFC history. But how did you feel the first time you saw the commercial? It's been as much about what's happened outside of the cage in both of your respective careers as it has been with the talents you two both possess.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were doing a Canadian source. Like, the way you say out and about, I'm like, yeah, this guy's Canadian.
We all have our unique handles here on the language.
Yeah, shout out to the Canada. Anyways, you know, it kind of took me off guard a little bit. You know, when I first saw the commercials, and it showed me saying I would literally kill DC. Originally, I didn't think it was the best thing for my image. It was a little distasteful. It wasn't one of my best moments. But at the same time, it's great television. It's great advertisement, and you know, it worked. A lot of people are tuning into this fight. I think this is like the Super Bowl of mixed martial arts. I think it really is one of the biggest matchups in UFC history, and I'm just honored to be a part of it.
Daniel, tell us about, I mean, Jone Jones is a man that has probably consumed you for the last number of months. Tell us about Jone Jones, what you respect about this incredibly unique athlete that you have a chance to dethrone on Saturday night.
Well, I mean, you know, I think when we talk about the brawl footage and the way that this fight has been promoted, I think you kind of lose track of what really is at the core of it. You have a long-reigning champion who, in my mind, is undefeated, a challenger who's undefeated. Both of us in a combined almost 40 fights have barely even lost rounds in our MMA competition. So at the core of it, this fight was enough to actually sell itself, and all that other stuff was just kind of icing on the cake. What I respect about Jone Jones is his ability to control fights, his ability to handle pressure, his ability to actually do what he's done at such a young age. That will most times break a younger human being. He's handled it to this point. If that footage was one of his worst moments, then he's you know, obviously that's about as good a job of living in the spotlight as you can do. You know, there's a lot of things I respect about the guy competitively. A lot of things I respect about him, you know, outside of the cage too. So it's a great situation, not only to try and accomplish his goal on Saturday, but also do it against a guy that's widely considered the best fighter in the world.
Daniel, the one time we have seen you go the full 25 minutes with Josh Barnett, that was a fight where you did injure your hand. You've had a problem with your hands in the past. Is that something, how do the hands feel right now, and something that is that a concern the later the fight goes?
You know, man, I got a great orthopedic surgeon. The guy did a great job on my hand when I finally got the surgery. Before, I was trying to just let it heal. So every time I would hit somebody really hard, it would actually break. So I ended up breaking my hand 3 times, but I'm not concerned about it at all. You know, obviously, it's the only 5-round fight that I had, so I got to draw my experience from that. The thing about that fight is that it got postponed too, as this one did. So I was able to train for a 5-round fight more than once, you know. So this isn't only my second 5-round training camp. This is like my 3rd. So I draw from that experience. You know, I get through this fight without breaking my hand. It'll be a blessing, actually.
Final question is for you, John. You have talked in the past about challengers earning those title fights. When Daniel Cormier was announced as the #1 contender, did you believe he was the undisputed #1 contender for your championship?
Yeah, I definitely think he's deserving of the shot. Originally it was supposed to be Alexander Gustafsson, and he hurt his leg, and it got switched to DC. And I just remember the day I found out I was going to be fighting DC instead of Alexander. I was really excited. At the time, getting ready for Gustafsson, I felt like, all right, I won by the skin of my teeth, but I won. I just did it. Like, I'm getting ready to do this again. The guy's not really a huge trash talker. I didn't really feel anything. I was motivated, of course, because I wanted to prove a lot of doubters wrong and beat him in a more devastating fashion the second time. But it was nothing like being able to fight DC. The drama that we have, just the new game plan, the new playbook that we've developed, it's just also new and exciting. And I look at obstacles as opportunities, and to fight an Olympian with such a strong wrestling base is a great moment for me to make people go wow, and I'm excited to go out there and do that, to climb this gigantic mountain and this Olympian.
Well, we wish both of you the best this coming Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on pay-per-view. It's UFC 182. All of us will be watching up here in Canada, John, with our hockey sticks, our maple syrup, and our hockey.
Nice. And what is that? The poutine is called? The French fries? What?
The official pronunciation is
gravy on it?
Poutine. Poutine is the official pronunciation.
Yeah.
You can have some of that after weigh-in day on Friday.
Me.
All right. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.